The pick is in.
With the 30th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Omar Cooper, wide receiver. Locked On NFL Draft is sponsored by Kalshi. Trade draft picks in a live market with no house. Download the app, use code Locked On, get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, trade on anything. I'm Kevin Ostreicher, joined now by John Butchko from Locked On Jets. And John, 3 first-round picks for this New York Jets team. Omar Cooper, the selection at number 30. We had talked earlier. You mentioned wide receiver. They get a guy here in Omar Cooper. What do you like about him and what does he bring to the table?
I mentioned, Kevin, when we spoke earlier that Kenyon Sadiq at 16 was a surprise. And one of the reasons he was a surprise was most observers expected the Jets to go wide receiver at 16, not tight end. And Omar Cooper was a name that generated a lot of buzz. The Jets were in desperate need heading into the draft of an upgrade at the wide receiver spot. They really had nothing beyond Garrett Wilson. And I think less than needing a receiver of a specific style, they just needed quality because there really was nobody who's an NFL caliber starter behind Wilson. Cooper, I'm not sure stylistically is the perfect match with Garrett Wilson. I don't know how great of a deep threat he's going to be. And that's one of the things Garrett Wilson doesn't bring to the table. But this guy is very dynamic after the catch. And hopefully for the Jets can make life easier on Geno Smith.
Yeah, and it's something that as you look to a new era of Jets football, as that continues on here for the Jets, making picks like this and just getting more offensive firepower can never hurt. Now, we're talking about the Jets adding a bunch of talent here through the first round of the draft. And with the way that this Jets team is right now compared to where it was at the beginning of the night, John, how much do you think they improved?
I think they absolutely had to upgrade their pass rush, and the hope is that David Bailey will allow them to do that. They also needed to add weapons on offense. This was a team that really entered the night with 2 above average skill players. I think both Sadiq and Cooper have question marks. I don't think either of them is a sure thing, but both of these guys were viewed as consensus high picks for a reason. And if they hit their potential, they have the Jets possibly have upgraded their skill groups and their pass catchers quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's what they needed to do. Just get upgrades where you can and make sure you can compete at least a little bit more than you did in 2025 and 2026. But now, John, as you look ahead, knowing that they did address wide receiver along with tight end and edge rusher, is there anything that has changed for you in terms of how the Jets should approach these next 2 days of the draft?
Well, I think one thing that they should look to do is trade down from pick 44 because after this trade up, they had the second pick in the first round and they moved up to 30. They only have 1 pick on day 2. So I think they should look to move down and potentially acquire some extra picks because even though they've added 3 players in round 1, this is still a team that needs an awful lot of work.
For more on the Jets, be sure to subscribe to Locked On Jets wherever you get your podcasts.